Hello, madam. Hello. Yeah, good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Uma Devi.
Good evening, madam. On behalf of Gurukul Management, I welcome the whole team of Dheera and I request you to go with the presentation immediately. We are already delayed by 15 minutes.
Yes.
Over to you, madam. Thank you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good evening to you all. We are all here for a beautiful program, very good awareness program, and I welcome the principal, students, teachers, and all the faculty, resource persons, and faculty people. Hi, good evening to you all.
Where are the girls?
Girls and boys from Gurukul.
Yeah, boys are seen.
So I am extremely thankful to the Foxy for giving us this opportunity for Bangalore Society of Obstetric and Gynecology, the resource persons, and I am thankful to the principal. I am thankful to Mr. Vijay Kumar, who is they're running the organizations of Gurukul, and all the teachers who are here, who have taken pains to bring all the students here. Thank you, students, for being here, for being enthusiastic and to learn new things and to learn good values in life. And you all know why we are here today. This is for an important program of an awareness to prevent violence against women and girls. And to tell you, the violence against women and girls is a very common thing in our society. It is a violation of their rights and dignity and a life without discrimination.
Not audible.
Madam, you're muted.
Only now, or I was muted from the beginning?
Only now.
Okay, sorry, somehow it has touched. World Health Organization believes that 1 in 5 women have been physically or sexually abused by a man at some time during her life. United Nations Article 1 defines VAW or VAW, what we call it in short form, as any act of gender-based violence that results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or psychological harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivations of liberty, whether occurring in public or private. Our president, our beloved president of Foxy, Dr. Shantakumari's flagship program, Dheera. His program itself is called Dheera. You all know. Dheera andre Dheera, Shura Dheera anta ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ, meaning courageous. In partnership with UNICEF, it has been launched. So this is aimed at addressing these causes and way forward through a national program where we are orienting and training boys, girls, school teachers on aspects related to preventing violence against women and girls and bringing about a shift in the broader societal outlook. ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಹೆಂಗಸರ ಮೇಲೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ರೀತಿಯ ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೇಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಹೆಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಜುಟ್ ಹಿಡ್ದು ಎಳೆದು ಹೊಡೆದು ಬಡದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕುಡುಕ ಗಂಡ ಮನೆಗ್ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಅಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಿರುಕುಳ, ಹಿಂಸೆ, ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ದೈಹಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿ ಕಿರುಕುಳ, ಹಿಂಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನೀವ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸುಮ್ನಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಡಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಡಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಗುಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಇದನ್ನ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಗುಡ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ and a flagship program of our beloved Foxy president. We have 3 resource persons here. One is myself, a past president of Bangalore Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology. Our Dr. Pushpa Srinivas, beloved member, who is also a part of Gurukul schools, and she is our senior, very enthusiastic, energetic gynecologist, past head of the department of Vanivilas Hospital, and past president of Bangalore Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology. With so much of enthusiasm, she has arranged this program. She has interacted with Foxy and the school management, and she has made it today for you to have this very good program. And another Dr. Uma Devi, past the treasurer of our Bangalore Society of Obstetrics Gynecology, very knowledgeable, very enthusiastic, always ready to help, very good at work, and you have got all good people to give you awareness. So now, without wasting much time, I request Dr. Pushpa Srinivas to just go ahead with just to tell you what is war or violence against women and how you can detect it. Over to Dr. Pushpa Srinivas.
Madam, sorry to interrupt you, madam. Before we start the program, there is a video of Shanta, madam,
Yes.
about the program.
Yes, sorry.
You want to show her film, the video, or should I start?
No, video. We'll go ahead with the
Yeah,
video.
because the video comes now.
They should know that our beloved Dr. Shanta Kumari, her vision and such an enthusiastic and program which is running all over the country. It's a national program, and we are all thankful to her for bringing this program into reality. Over to you can play the video now.
Dear friends, Foxians, and the women of my country, I am Dr. Shanta Kumari, President of the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. As a doctor and a woman myself, I have observed very closely how prevalent violence against women is across the strata of our society and the enormous impact it has on the health of our women. My theme for the year as the President Foxy is Foxy for all always, and Dheera, stop violence against women.
Dr. Shanta Kumari, who has relentlessly campaigned for the issues of girl child. I was happy to be the ambassador of Foxy Figure Ox in 2013, and I hope that me being an ambassador has motivated a lot of girls and many families.
Violence against women is a serious human rights violation, leading to injury and sometimes even death. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 women experience some sort of physical and sexual violence during their lifetime. Violence in pregnancy is also widely prevalent, leading to unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, neglected pregnancies with no antenatal care, all these contributing to maternal morbidity and near miss. As obstetricians and gynecologists, we have a great opportunity to assess and support women who experience violence because of the unique opportunity where we get to see them during the pregnancy, during the family planning visits, during their annual checkups, and multiple other times when they come to us. I strongly believe that by eliminating the violence against women, we are not only reaching the SDG goals, but also creates a just and equal society for our women. Until we make men and boys active partners, we can never end the violence against women. In an endeavor to sensitize our own fraternity, my initiative of Dheera was started to eliminate violence against women.
I completely support her vision and mission as President Foxy, and also especially support her campaign, Dheera, Stop Violence Against Women.
It was in 2016 at the launch of Dheera. We brought together the police, the obstetrician gynecologists, the National Commission for Women, the women and men on one single platform to wear orange and say no to violence against women. We organized the public forum and cyclothon to launch Dheera. In 2017 at the Foxy Figo Congress, we partnered with men and organized the bikeathon and the flash mob. The high point of Dheera was at the International Figo Congress at Rio, Brazil in 2018. The Declaration on No to Violence Against Women was signed with Figo and WHO. It was here global societies pledged their support to end this violence against women. The Dheera campaign and march at the World Congress of Figo in Rio in 2018 got wide international publicity. No change is possible unless the young minds adopt it and make it a part of their life. Young minds are open and creative. They accept change. Foxy has always worked with adolescents for their health and well-being. Dheera this year adds a new page. I'm happy to share with you all that we are launching the Dheera online school certification course across the length and breadth of our country in all the schools. Foxy for all always. Dheera, stop violence against women.
Screen share.
Two other.
First module you can go in for what is violence against women.
Oh, ಇಲ್ಲದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲದು ಟೂ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರಿ, this is one ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು types is number 2.
ಹೌದು.
What is voice number 1?
But it doesn't come. This is not the first slide.
It is not the first slide. Correct.
My dear students,
ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
share screen.
ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಬಟನ್ ಕೆಳಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿವಲ್ಲ,
ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದನ್ನ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಇದನ್ನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ಅದು ಮಿನಿಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಮಿನಿಮೈಸ್.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ,
ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ, ಅದು ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ.
Sharing. Stop share ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
ಅದಿನ್ನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೋ.
ಈಗ ಬಂತಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸರಿಲ್ಲ,
ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ. ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್.
Then go to that PPT which appears.
Multiple participants can share, ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ನ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿನಿಮೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್.
ಮಾಡಿನಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ರೀಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ರೀಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿನೇ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಮಾಡಿವಿ, ನಮ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ನ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
ರೀಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Sir, excuse me. Ma'am, can I speak?
ಬಂದಿದೆ.
Madam, shall I share the screen from my end?
I think Mr. Harish wants to speak. Harish,
No, ma'am, it's Srishail.
Okay.
It's better to share the entire screen. Click on the share screen and select the first option. So you'll be able to share all the things that will be displayed on the screen.
I think Padmini can do that. No?
Yeah, I will
You keep all thing, then each one can.
try. You just see, madam, if it is okay.
Because if you share the PowerPoint window first and if you press the presentation, then it will be hidden always.
Pushpa, can I do this, madam? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, if you have, probably, yes.
Yes, ma'am, I have, ma'am. I'll have.
In order.
Now?
Yeah. Now it's coming.
It's okay?
Yes.
Stop.
These are the difficulties of the technology to the elder people, but the youngsters are much better. So at this point, I would like to say that Dr. Padmini has already given the introduction, and who is the past president of Bangalore Society of OBGYN. And later on, you have heard the video message by Dr. Shantakumari, our national president. Am I audible now?
Yes, madam. But ಅದನ್ನ full screen ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಹೋಗಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Top blue.
Now?
ಅಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋಗ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇದೆ ಹೋಮ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅನಿಮೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆಗಾಗಿದೆ
ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿವಿ ಈಗ
ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
I'm just F5 button press.
Joseph, is it possible to do some? Joseph cannot do.
So he says press M5 button.
Share my screen.
F5 button. F5 button will also work. So.
F5 ಅದನ್ನ
F5.
F5 button.
F5.
5 ಬಟನ್.
But this is visible. It's okay, no?
Padmini madam, I'll share my screen, ma'am.
It's visible to all students.
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಅದಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ.
Sir, can I operate from here if you give permission?
Okay. Yes, sir, you have.
Okay.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನೇ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂದಾಗ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಷ್ಟೇ.
Ma'am, I have requested for remote control. So if you say yes there, I'll be able to do the job. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I have the PPTs with me, sir. And there.
ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್.
ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅವಾಗ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಬಟನ್.
Hello, sir.
I have done
Padmini
it.
madam.
Yes.
Padmini madam, this is Sriman.
Yes.
And I have the PPTs, madam. I'll share the screen from my end, madam.
Okay.
Can you see now full screen?
No, sir. I'll do it from my end.
We cannot see full screen. Simon, you can do that.
ಅಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಕರೀತಿದ್ದು.
Madam, I shared my screen, ma'am. Is it visible?
No, not. Now it's visible.
Yes, madam. My screen.
Okay. Madam, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಈಗ.
Next. If you say next,
ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ
then I'll
ನೀವು
say
ಯಾರು
inside, madam.
ಮಾಡ್ಲಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ?
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
ಅದು ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
ಏನ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
I can't see the students full screen.
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ.
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. They will see from there. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ.
As earlier I told you regarding the Shantakumari and Dr. Padmini Prasad, now I just like to say to the students, hello, good evening, my dear students and teachers. Are you able to hear? ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತದೇನಪ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ.
So this is the topic which is there.
ಮುಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಮ್ಮ. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ.
Okay, we are talking something about what is violence and that too against the women and how does Dheera play into it. That is what we are going to talk. Next, this has been having into the 4 talks into this. The first talk ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟಾಕ್ ನಾ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮೂರನೇದು ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು ಪದ್ಮಿನಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಉಮಾ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಧೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ? ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ, ಧೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ. ಆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು? ನಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ದಟ್ ಕರೇಜ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆ ಕರೇಜ್ ಇದ್ರನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನೇ ಕರೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ತರ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಗುಡ್ ಪವರ್ of being together helps us to face the challenges. ನಾ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತದ್ನಾ? Hello, next slide.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
ಈ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತದೆ that men, not all men practice violence, but against women, but all women live with the threat of male violence. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನೊಂದು, let me emphasize that all men are not bad, all women are not good. There are good and as well as bad in every field. However, when there is a violence against a woman, it's always a man. And this is not restricted to any one place or any one country. It has, in fact, it has a pandemic proportions, but not talked about, so one feels it is not existing. I just want to know whether they are able to understand it or not. Otherwise, I will mix up the Kannada. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಬರೇ ಗಂಡಸರನ್ನೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಟ್ಟವ್ರಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನು ಕೆಟ್ಟವ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು ಅದು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಧೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕರೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾಗೆ ಬರೀ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗಾನೇ ಇದೆನಾ, ಒಂದೇ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆನಾ, ಆ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ this is like a pandemic which you have already heard the COVID pandemic. ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. There are so many fundamental rights for education, fundamental rights for the freedom. Like that, there is also a fundamental human right, that is the global human right, which is called as a violation of the global human right. ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವೈಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನೆವರ್ ವೈಲೇಟ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಇದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಫ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ as well as psychological consequences. ಈ ತರ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವುಮೆನ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜುರೀಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ಆರ್ psychological consequences, it can be there for short period, it can be there for the bigger long-term period, but physical injuries can be cured. But what about the psychological consequences? The psychological consequences, they remain lifelong and the girl suffers quite a lot. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ that there was a pandemic. 4 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಯಾರು ಹೊರಗಡೆನೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೇವ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಥರ್ಡ್ ವೇವ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೀಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು, ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೋಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬೋರ್ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಸಾಕಾಯ್ತು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಲಾಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಾಗ ಹೋಗಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಇದು ಐಸೋಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದಂಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಕ್ ಡೌನು, ರಿಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮೊಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಐಸೋಲೇಷನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಶುರು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಸೀನ್, ನಾವ್ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗರು ಬಂದು ಪದ್ಮಿನಿ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಬಡಿಯೋದು, ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆರ್ ನೇಬರ್ಹುಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೇದನ್ನ? ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವುಮನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So what do you feel? ಈ ತರ violation ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, do you feel right? I don't think you will feel right, because it is a shameful human rights violation. As earlier I told, it is not in one place. It is everywhere. There is no boundary. There is no geography. There is no culture, or whether a person is rich or poor. Ivella barodilla. And idrinda progress agadilla. The ultimate outcome is that you cannot progress in your lifetime. Next, please. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದು ಹೊಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. So exactly what exactly is the war against a woman? ಆಯ್ತು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. But there is a physical as well as the mental. Physical injuries, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಏನನ್ನ ಪೆಟ್ ಹತ್ತರೆ ಅದು ರಿಪೇರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ರಿಪೇರ್? It is lifetime lingering all through her life, and it is devastating for that girl, and especially the sexual assault. Next, please. Next, please. ಯಾವದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, there are so many root causes for that. If you take this tree, there are so many roots, there are so many causes for this to happen, and I will go one by one. Next slide, please. You are seeing this light. What is there? ಹುಡುಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ಟಾಪ್ ಮೇಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಹುಡುಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಳೆ? ತಳಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಆ ತರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? It is a preference for the males. Our culture is like that. Our society is also like that. They prefer males over the girls, and girls are supposed to be burden. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಅದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಮಗು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಕೊಲ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಿಟಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಹುಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಲ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇನ್ಫಂಟಿಸೈಡ್. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ಇದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವುಮೆನ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್. ಅದನ್ನು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೂ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇವಳು ಅನದರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ? ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಯಾರ್ಕಿ. ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಯಾರ್ಕಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is a system in the society, or it is in the government, in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. The decision making rests in the male, with the male in the family, rather than the woman. Next slide, please. Next slide. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದು ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಟೈಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಟೈಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನೇನಿದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಮಗು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಣ್ಣ ಕೂಸಿ ಡಾಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. there are so many differences between the boys. There are some biological also, but also during the girls do these reactions are that. So next, ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. rather women have in the this different fields, so they are either in the sports or anywhere else. So that is all is the things which is there. So you should know that women are also competing because of that equality. Now there is a gender bias. ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆನಾ? Next please.
Next.
Sexism. What is this sexism? See, again, same thing. Discrimination typically against women, and depends upon the sex and gender. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಹುಡುಗ ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಗಂಡಸರ ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮನೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಸಂಭಾಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಓದಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದರಿಗೆ predominance into the field. So the girls are not that very much looked after. Next, please. Next, please. This is called a toxic, that is masculinity. What does that mean, toxic masculinity? Man or a boy have a macho outlook. That means a masculine outlook. ಯಾರೋ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀರೋ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಹೀರೋ ತರ ನಾನು ದೊಡ್ಡವನಾಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೈನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದ ಕೈ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, 10 ವಿಲನ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಹೀರೋ ತರ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು masculinity, toxic masculinity is there. I am a man, I am very strong, I can control, I am the boss, I am the savior. ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ than the physical health. Next, why doctors for women and want to talk about what? Naturally, a one woman will speak to another woman. ನಮ್ದು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ OBGYN ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is looking after the ladies' problems and then looking after their pregnancy. So all these things have been done. So naturally, she will go to the gynecologist, and gynecologist will question, ಏನಮ್ಮ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, and health problems nage ಏನೇನ್ violence ಆಯ್ತು, ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು, ಯಾವ serious health problem ಬಂತು, pregnancy ಒಳಗೂ ಬರೋ chances ಇದೆ. So these are all the roots of the violence. Next, please. So why Dheera? Next. So that is why the campaign is being done all over India and done by Shanta Kumari, which has been already told. I don't want to repeat it. It is to stop the violence against a woman. Next slide, please. So what is that the Foxy or All India body is doing? They are training, they are sensitizing, they are giving orientation of this program, and they have got the trainers training program. So their aim is to train 36,000 obstetrician gynecologists. That many number we are. 500,000 boys and girls from which grade? 9th to 12th grade, and 15,000 teachers. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. So ಇದು campaign ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು for the same sake, to make awareness, and youngsters are the most important people for us. Youth is the person who can be molded very easily, the future citizen of our country. So ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ನಾಗ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಡದು, ಈ ತರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬದ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗನಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಟು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎ ವುಮೆನ್. ಅದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಈ ತರ ಏನನ್ನ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ವಾಲಂಟರಿಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ದ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್. Next slide, please. Next. So we have to be courageous together, say no violence against women, and building a voice. Our target is 100,000 tweets. Add your courageous voice to the conversation. Next slide, please. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೇನಪ್ಪ? ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಕೈಯನ್ನ ಎತ್ರಿ, ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಎತ್ರಿ. ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅದ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇದು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ತರ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇದು. So now you see that there can be physical violence, there can be psychological violence, there can be combination of the violence that both together or the domestic violence. So now you know what is the way the violence takes place. Now I will tell each one by one. Next, please. Next, please. This is a physical violence, and this is the physical andrenu body ge damage madodu. So you have you seen the picture Chapak? Have you seen that picture Chapak? Good. So you must be knowing it. So this was the Lakshmi who was attacked in 2005 at the age of what? 15. She had not even completed her teenage. Why did it happen? It is happened because she refused the romantic advance of a man who was 32 years old. So this is an acid which was poured on her, and this figured her face. Next, please. Next, please. So ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ? ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. Attack is, there are different types of attack. People go to attack, just threatening ಮಾಡೋದು or attempt ಮಾಡೋದು. ಎರಡನೇದಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Attack, they have already attacked. Now what should you do? Is it not your question, my boys and girls? Is this a question or no? Yes. So if that means you have to go to the person whom you trust, your adult, then you go to the police, and don't go closer to that person who is threatening always to you. And it is a punishable act, and it can be imprisoned also. Similarly, this is when person is threatened. Now she has been already attacked. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಅವಾಗ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಏನೇನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಿಮ್ ಕೈ ಬೋನ್ ಮುರಿದೋಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಬಳಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಫಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಆ ತರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ the treatment, and then you have to go to the police station. Again, same thing. So report to the attack to the adult and the teachers and also the police, and make sure you stay away from the perpetrator. And everything is punishable. Remember, you don't think it is not a punishable act. It is a punishable. Ellaru ಕಣ್ ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಕುಂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಭಯ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಹಿಂಗ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಶೇಮ್ಫುಲ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ. ಆಕೆ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಡನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗೆ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟು ವಿತ್ ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. That is there. So remember, imprisonment and punishment is there for all the violence. Next, please. Have you heard honor killing, my boys or the girls? I don't see any girls. PUC second year doesn't have girls, is it? So the honor killing. So honor killing andre ಏನು? ಒಬ್ಳು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಯಾರೋ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮದ್ವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಅಂತಾಳೆ. ಅದು ಜಾತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಇಟ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ನಾರ್ದರ್ನ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೊ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಇದ್ದವಳು ಅವರು ಆನರ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ರೆಪ್ಯುಟೇಷನ್ ಉಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ದಮ್ reputation is more important than the daughter. That is why I want to emphasize on this, that daughter is not important. So she is murdered or killed of that. And this is the most, it is a culture, it is a reputation of the family. So that is why the society in our country or anywhere, the culture, which is system, which is there, is causing all this problem. Next slide, please. Next, femicide. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನಿ ವುಮನ್, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಏನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ where does it happen? I have already told the toxic masculinity, male ego, ನಾನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡವನು, ನಾನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಫಿಮೇಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಕಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ female child after the birth is called infanticide. Feticide ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಮಗು ಇನ್ನ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅವಾಗೆ ಫಿಟಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ತರ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಹರಿಯಾಣನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾಸೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬಹುದು. Some people might have already got it done for some reason. ಆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಗುದು ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ಮೈಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ವ್ಯಾನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತೆಗಿದ್ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಮಗುಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ತರ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಬೇಡ, ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳದ್ದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಬೇಡ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಗರೀಬ್ರಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡೌರಿ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ತಿಂಡಿ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಹುಡುಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನ ಕೆಲ್ಸ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗು ಅದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಲ್ಲು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್. ಇನ್ಫಂಟಿಸೈಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹುಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗುನಾ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವರು ಅಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ ಕಡೆ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಂಬಾಡಿಯವರು ಗಂಡ್ ಮಗು ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅದೇ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ MRMC ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೇವ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೇವ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ದೇವ, ಹುಡುಗಿ ಹುಡ್ತೆ ನನ್ನಂಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಹಾಕಿ ಪಡಿಬೇಕೇ, ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನನ್ ಗಂಡ್ರು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾವು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದು ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಅದು ನಿಮಗ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇದು ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ತನಕ, ದಟ್ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಇನ್ಅಪ್ರಾಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾಗೆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡದು, ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಫೋರ್ಸಿಬಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಲಾಗಳು ಇದಾವೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ನಾವೇನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾಡೋರು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಾಮಾ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರಾಮೆಟೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅದು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನಿರ್ಭಯ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹುಡುಗ್ರೆ? ನಿರ್ಭಯ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನನಗೇನ್ ಕಾಣ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಕೈ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. Some of you have raised the hand. And Nirbhaya Act ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, she was gang raped into the bus. What a ridiculous thing to happen in life. What a shameful act which is there, which she was having a problem. She was gang raped in the bus and then so many things happened. But the people took with the rule, imprisonment ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಡೆತ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಆ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ. 3 ಜನ ಇದ್ರು. ಇವನ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಲ್ಲೋದಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ರೇಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶಿ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಿಂಗಾಪುರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಶಿ ಡೈಡ್. ಸೊ ಡೆತ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ 3 ಬಾಯ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವಳು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಂಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹುಡುಗಿಯವ್ರು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿಯವ್ರು ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ ತರ ಈವನ್ ಯಾರನ್ನ ನೇಬರ್ಹುಡ್ಡೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾರನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ಸೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಟೀಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಈಗ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಹುಡುಗಿ ಶಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶೇಮ್ ಹರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಅವಳು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಬಾತ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಶ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ಲೋತ್ಸ್, write down whatever has happened and inform to the police, and don't afraid to speak out, as you are never at a fault. It is somebody else has caused the problem. So somebody has done this problem. So we should not be worried about this. Stand up and speak out and speak out. Next. Psychological, ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಲವು ಸರಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ಆಕೆ ಅನನ್ಯ ಅಂತಿರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಅವಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ಅವಳ ಹಣ ಗಳಿಸ್ತಾಳೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಆಕಿಗೆ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಪುಲೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕಿಗೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹೋಗೋದ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಪುಲೇಷನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಸೊ emotional abuse. What is that? The emotional abuse. Emotional abuse ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ ತ್ರಾಸು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಹುಡುಗಿಯವರಿಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೇಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಟು ಅಶೋಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಗಳಿಸ್ತಾಳೆ, ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ಗಳಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು ಏನು ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ಯಾ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವ್ರ ಹಂಗೆ, ಆಕಿ ನಿನ್ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದಾಳ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಗಳಿಸ್ತಾಳ, ನೀವೇನ್ ಗಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಏನು ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕುಡಿತಾನೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಕುಡಿತಾನೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬೈತಾನೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಚೀರ್ತಾನೆ, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅದ ಇದು? ಶ್ರೇಯಾದ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇದೆನಾ? ಏನ್ ಅಶೋಕನ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ? ಇದರಿಂದ ಶ್ರೇಯಾಗೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ which is going to have a lifelong impression in the mind. Next please. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ ಹ್ಯಾರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. either it should be a verbal or the physical. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕಿ ಒಬ್ಳು ಹುಡುಗಿ, ಇದು ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಮ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅವಳು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಕಾಯಿಲೆನಿಂದ ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗಿದ್ಲು, ಕುಳ್ಳ ಇದ್ಲು, ಮುಖ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ನೆ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅವರು ತೂಕ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಒಬೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಲು. ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಎಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಂತ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಇದ್ದಾಳ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕುರುಪಿ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಏನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಬಲಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೊಡಿ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಅವಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಇರೋದು ಅಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಬುಲಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈಬರ್ ಬುಲಿಂಗ್. ನೀವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜಾಣ್ರಪ್ಪ ಹುಡುಗರು, ನಮಗನ ಏನು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಸೈಬರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೈಬರ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸೈಬರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಅದು ಇದನ್ನು ಒನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಅಬ್ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀಸನ್ಗೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹುಡುಗರು. ಸೊ ಆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹುಡುಗರು ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಂಬಾರೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಆ ತರ ನೆಕೆಡ್ ಇದು ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ತರ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಅಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಫೇಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ದೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಚುಯಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಸಿಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಬರ್ ಬುಲಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಾಮಾ. ಒನ್, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. Technology should not be misused, but whenever there is something new, it will happen. Misusing ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. what should we do? ಸೈಬರ್ ಬುಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ, there is a cell, there is a customer service, and anti-bullying policies are there. And make sure whenever ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಹುಡುಗಿಯವರೇ ನನಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೀವು ಹುಡುಗಿಯವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನನಗ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವರಿದಾರಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯವರು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೇರೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟವರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ನೀವೇನ್ ಯಾರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಸೈಬರ್ ಬುಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದು ಫೋಟೋ ಏನು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಕ್ಕೋರಿ, ಅದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಅದ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಸೆಲ್ನ್ಯಾಗ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ FIR ಅಂಡ್ ರೀಚ್ ವುಮನ್ ಓರಿಯಂಟ್ ಶಿ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಸ್ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗ ಏನಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅವನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಕೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಂತಾಳೆ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. And he wants to contact, and it is sometimes it is done digitally also. ಸಂಜಯ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದವನು ಮೀರಾಗೆ 17 ವರ್ಷದ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗು, ನೀ ಅವ್ನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗು, ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡುದು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬಾಲಿವುಡ್ ಮೂವೀಸು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೂವೀಸ್, ಟಿವಿ, ಮೊಬೈಲು has got advantage but disadvantage also. So she starts crying. Psychologically, she is tired of it. Next. This is called stalking. Voyeurism. What does this voyeurism mean? ನಾನು ಈ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಓದ್ಲೇಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ವುಮೆನ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ತೆಕ್ಕೋತಾರೆ, ಫೋಟೋ, ಆಕೆ ಗುರ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗುರ್ತಾಗ್ಲಾರ್ದೆ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಕ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪನಿಷೇಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಪನಿಷೇಬಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪೆನಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. ಸೊ ಈವ್ ಟೀಸಿಂಗ್. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೇರೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಬೇರೆ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ರಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ನೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಏನೇನೋ ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆಕೆಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಈವ್ ಟೀಸಿಂಗ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪನಿಷೇಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಇಂಟಿಮಿಡೇಷನ್. ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ನಾಗ ತೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲ, ಗನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ಹೊಡೆಯಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಕೊಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ರೀಸನ್. ನಿನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಗೆ, ನನಗೆ ನಿನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ನು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನೀ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಂಗ್ ಗನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ property or some other reason. So again, answer is same. So you remember the answer that it is a punishable act, and it is against the violence, not violence, violation of the rules or the fundamental rights. Next slide, please. So sexual harassment. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವಳು ಸ್ಕರ್ಟ್ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನೋ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಅವನು ರಘು ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಘು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಅವರಪ್ಪ ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತೀರ್ಸೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ ತೀರ್ಸೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಆ ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಿಸ್ ಡಾಟರ್ ಆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಹರ್ ಫಾದರ್ಸ್ ಡೆಟ್. ಆಕಿ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಪಪ್ಪ ನಾನ್ ನಿಂದು ಡೆಟ್ ತೀರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರಘು ಅನ್ನೋನು ಅವನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಚುಯಲಿ ಹೆರಾಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಕಿಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಗತೆ ಅವಳ ಕತೆ ಏನು, ಅವಳ ಗತೆ ಏನು. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಗೇನ್ ಸೇಮ್ ರಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ as per the Indian Penal Code and imprisonment. Next. Idu combination nu irbodu. Next please. Domestic violence. And domestic violence do not know that they are being abused. Esto sari same trusted partner manipulation ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಿನ ಇದು ಇನ್ಲಾಸ್ ಏರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಹೆರಾಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ ನಾವು ಡೌರಿ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ತಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಡೌರಿ ಅಷ್ಟಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡೌರಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವ್ ಹೋಗು, ನೀ ಹಣ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಫಾದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ, ಮದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾ, as well as the husband, all of them are responsible for this. So again, this is a act, domestic violence. Next please. So these are all the things which I have Coricon and that threatening with a gun point and the you know, intimidation. So all these which have been written over here in the circle are there. So next, please. Next, please. So these are all the different cycles of abuse. Next, please. So domestic violence, it covers physical, sexual, verbal, and economic abuse. Grants immediate protection, punishes the abuser with imprisonment 3 years. Next slide, please. So we have to end the war. War andre not kavalid ware wa. It is a war against a woman, one step at a time. Please, my boys and girls, this education, it is a very sensitive topic. We have to sensitize. We have to sensitize. I already told, all men are not bad. All boys are not bad. Neither all girls are good or all girls are bad. So you will have to know, you have to protect your sister, you have to protect your friends who are all there. So that is why we want the youth to come forward and then support this one step at a time. Next, please. So what should we do? Courage. Have a courage in your this one. Say no to violence against women and let us tweet together. Building a voice. Our target is 100,000 tweets. Add your courageous voice, my boys and girls. You add, and then you have seen Me Too. Me Too anteli nivella kelidira hudugiyore hudugre. Me Too campaign anteli kelidira. Yaru sexually assault ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂನು ಅವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದೆ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಯ ಪಡಿತಾರೆ. But one girl, she came out, she tweeted, she sent the message with her thousands of people. They voiced and said, yes, it happened to me. Yes, it happened to me. Yes, it happened to me. So that is how they were, which was tweet ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಂಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕಗಳಿಗೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆನು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಯೂತ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ರಿ. ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ who has to be made aware, girls as well as boys. And next, please. Thank you so much, my boys and girls. And I'm very happy here. My brother Vijay, I am from Gulbarga. My brother Vijay Kumar Jaji started this Gurukul institution. And you know, he started, he had idea, but how many people joined there? His whole family was with him. That means that is a power of being together. Then the good teachers, good principal, good students, you are also good. So what happened? There is a voice and there is a good thing. And for this, Veena took a lot of interest in me and told me, she is my niece, auntie, you go ahead and talk. You sensitize them, you make them aware. I think I'm very, very thankful to you, Veena, and my brother, and Harish Deshpande, the principal, the coordinating it. Thank you so much.
Very good. Excellent.
Aita.
Beautiful.
Starting nang kashta aitu. No, Padmini.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Pushpa Srinivas Madam, for such a wonderful awareness program. You explained it so well. I want all the children to say loudly, say no to violence against women. Say no. Raise your hands.
Say no.
Scream at the top of your voice.
Ellaru andri, say no.
Say no to violence against women and girl child. Did you scream? Raise your hands and yes, now we can see. So raise your hands and say no to violence against women.
Very well. Starting from
Yes.
we got upset.
Thank you so much. Now you have understood what is violence against women and the types of violence. And when you see that such a violence is there, either you are a victim or you see some other victim on the road, in the hostel, in the school, or at home, what you are going to do. So that's what I am going to tell you how to manage. There are various management strategies. ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಂಗಸರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಿರುಕುಳ, ಹಿಂಸೆ, ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬಹುದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ ಪುಷ್ಪಾ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಶೇರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ನಾವು. So this is a beautiful program initiated by our beloved Dr. Shanta Kumari. Now then how to diagnose and how to detect all that you have seen. So now we have to know the bridging of gender divide and also the role of bystanders. And so there are certain factors that contribute to violence against women. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಗ್ರಿವೇಟ್. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್, ಮನೇಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಕುಡಿದು, ಅಪ್ಪ ಕುಡಿದು ಬಂದು ಅಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಹೊಡೆದು ಮಾಡಿ ಮಕ್ಳು ಮುಂದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಎಳೆದಾಡೋದು, ಹೊಡಿಯೋದು, ಬಡಿಯೋದು, ಅಥವಾ somewhere in the outside on the road somebody who is a drunkard who will be abusing, if he is abusing the daughter, abusing the wife. So alcohol is one such factor which can aggravate the abuse. The superiority complex of the man, man is great, man is great, woman is inferior, such feeling. The stress of various things, at the job stress or the money stress or the home stress, varieties of stress which can disturb the person's mind. In that stressful situation, the violence can be committed. Anger issues, and some have got very bad anger and emotional control, and the gender bias which you studied just now, the social discrimination which is there in the society, that women and girls, they are inferior to men and they cannot do anything, they are not capable of doing anything, they are less intelligent. So all these things are there in the society. The drugs, especially some of these drugs which can disturb the mental status. The troubled childhood, sometimes if there is a disturbed childhood and the broken families and the mother is not there or father is not there, nobody to look after, the child will be developed, the child will grow up in a bad environment, and that condition also can add to this violence, and later the child can become an antisocial element and can abuse. And the lack of compassion, if you should have good emotions about and good relationship about other people. So this warm mindset, this is nurtured since childhood based on the way a child is brought up. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರ, ಗಿಡವಾಗಿ ಬಗ್ಗದ್ದು ಮರವಾಗಿ ಬಗ್ಗೀತೆ ಅಂತ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ನಿಮ್ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟದೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ರೈಟ್ ಏಜ್. ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಯು ಲರ್ನ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್, ಯು ಇನ್ಕಲ್ಕೇಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ and how you can prevent, like how if you have got good values, you should not beg, borrow or steal, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಿತ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು, you should not murder somebody, you should not hurt somebody. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ right from your childhood your parents have taught you, and also in school people will teach you. That is how even the violence against women, if you understand it well and you learn about it, and you should, if you work towards preventing war, that is the great thing. What to do if you know someone is being abused? ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಗಲಾಟೆ, ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ what are you going to do? Don't be afraid. Listen to the victim story. ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Reassure them to stay brave. Believe their story. ಓ ಏನೋ ನೀ ಏನೇನೋ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು, ಹಂಗೇನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Don't tell such things. If a victim describes her story, you should believe and also give support. Ask them to be brave. Do not blame the victim. Keep an eye on the situation to make sure it is not getting too dangerous. Ask about their immediate plans. Report to a higher authority, either a teacher, parent, or police. respect their decision, have resources to keep conversation going, be careful that any actions taken do not harm you or victim. ನೀವೇನೋ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ and ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, one friend will be helping the other friend and then he himself gets hurt or gets killed. ಈ ತರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ you should also understand the situation and the danger for you also. What to do if you are being abused? ಈಗ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರನ್ನ you are watching someone else, some other victim getting the abuse. If you yourself become an abused, or if you are abused by someone, what you are supposed to do? We don't hope that anybody, any of the children will get abused or will get into such problems. But worst situation, by any chance, if you are caught in such situation, what you are supposed to do? Recognize the toxic behavior of the cycle of abuse. Protect yourself by leaving from the vicinity of the abuser. You run away from the place and attract others, and then you have a whistle scream, and then avoid escalating situations. Report the incident. Keep evidence of the abuse by recording and photographing. If it is possible, you to record or photograph. Plan a safety kit in case you have to leave your home in a hurry. Always keep some sharp things or a sharp object so that you can protect yourself, and you can also learn some karate, some of these things where you can protect yourself. Let someone you trust know of the abuse. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆದ್ರೆ some person whom you trust, you should report that to you. You should not keep it to yourself and then leave it at that. Either tell your friend or a neighbor if the neighbor is available, or to your doctor. If you run to your doctor, you know some of your family doctor, tell the doctor. Or if nobody is there, if there is a police nearby, report it to the police officer. So main thing is speak out. Adar bagge ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. Don't let the abuser rob you of your voice. Claiming your voice back is difficult. Yes. Believe your words have power. ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ನಿಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ವಿನಃ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So you should not keep quiet. Speaking up is the first step to end war. Take a stand because your abuser is afraid of your voice. Don't let down another generation of victims. Why I didn't report ಅಂತ ಅದು ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಯಾಕೆ ನೀನ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, why did you not tell anybody ಅಂದ್ರೆ there are various reasons. See, then because the victim only is blamed because you did like that, you did not behave like that, and why did you scream, why did you go like that, and boys are like that only. These are all common things which are told in this society. Give the victim a platform to speak. Believe the victim. Don't blame the victim. Stand up for justice. Don't let people forget that once someone commits abuse, they are prone to do it again. So ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಅವ್ರ ಆತರ ಮಾಡೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ. So you have to be careful. Safety ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? Download and familiarize yourself with safety apps. There are varieties of safety apps which are available. You get Smart Shahar Women Safety Shield Protection, With You, Scream Alarm, Suspects Registry, Be Safe, Abhaya for legal advice. There are varieties of beautiful apps which are available where you can be familiar with such things. Share your live location with those you trust. Take pictures of taxi driver license plate. By chance, if you are traveling alone, ನೀವು ಒಬ್ರೇ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನೋ you feel that the driver is not all right or he may abuse you ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಯ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, without his knowledge, take his picture, take the picture of the license plate so that you can send it to someone closer to you that you are traveling and this is the thing. In case of emergency, activate location and app. So this is the distress signal which you should learn. You all try to do this, the help sign. So palm to the camera, face your palm to camera, tuck your thumb, put your thumb inside and fold all the fingers, and this is the sign which is a distress signal. Whenever you are showing this signal, some other person should understand that you are in distress. Even if you cannot scream, cannot ring up or cannot tell anybody, this distress signal you have to learn. So this is a help sign. So all the children do it for yourself and learn this. So this is the distress signal, a help sign. The Dheera.
Place your palm to the camera or to the person you're seeking help from. Tuck your thumb. Trap the thumb with the remaining fingers.
Okay. So you have learned, I hope. If you see the distress signal, check in with the person safely to find out what they need and what you can do. If you find a threat of danger, call the local police and the helplines mentioned later. We'll be giving you the helplines. So these are varieties of helplines which are available. See, so many times it can be a dangerous situation. You may not be able to go and help the victim. You may have to stand at a distance if the abuser is very powerful and he may hit you or he may kill you. In such conditions, you should look into your safety also. In that condition, immediately give all this information to one of these helplines. There is an All India Women Helpline, Women in Distress 1091, Women's Domestic Abuse Helpline, National Commission for Women. There are all the Delhi Commission and the local bodies and NGOs, police stations will be available. Gender-based violence, command crime that we can report to. These are all the numbers. Later you can we can give it to the school. You can keep it with you. There is a child helpline 1098. You can 10 9 8 is child helpline. If you reverse, if you count from 1098, 10 9 8 1098 is the child helpline. Up to 18 years, you're all the children. So you can use any type of problem you have, you can contact this 1098. And the police 100, everyone knows if there is no number you get, you can at least try to contact us. So how you can report this? Reporting process. Report the incidents to local police or special police unit. Record statement for police within 24 hours. Go to hospital or shelter home for medical examination by female doctor. Record statement for magistrate. Special court shall complete trial within 1 year. So let us keep them that way. See, girls are strong. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಗುರು ಅಂತ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್, ಗಂಡ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಬಯಾಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್. ದೇ ಬೋತ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಆಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್. Both are all intelligent, both can enter any field. So girls have proved in all fields. Adrinda gender bias irbardu. Girls are also strong. Girls are strong, boys are strong, all are strong. So adanna neevu let us keep the girls as strong. Adanna a boy should accept that girls also can do so many things. So this is all. We will be giving certificate to all the participants. So once again, say no to violence against women. Scream at the top of your voice. Say no to violence against women. Building a voice. So that is very important. Yes. So say no to violence against women. All children. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. You have learned so much. So now I will go to the other. One more next. Bridging the gender divide.
Good evening, students, teachers, my fellow faculty, and ladies and gentlemen. So I'm Dr. Uma Devi. So far you heard my colleagues speak on violence against women, and you heard about violence against women. Now I want to tell that there should not be any gender bias or gender divide. There is no difference between boy and girl except biologically, anatomically, and physiological function. But boys and girls have the same threat. What women face, violence can happen also to men. So there should not be any gender divide. The second point, what I want to tell is, if there is a gender divide, there is a lack of privileges to one particular gender, and women are denied education and also equality and also all other medical facilities and so many things, and they can be liable to health problems because they are discriminated. So in this talk, I will just tell you that there should not be a gender divide. There's no division in gender wise. You're a boy, you're a girl, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You're both equal, you can do everything, you can protect each other, you can work with each other and bring a bridge to this great evil, social evil that is dividing boys and girls separately. Only anatomically, physiologically divide them, but not regarding anything else. Work together and save the society. So I thank Dr. Santakumari, President of Foxy, and the others who have made this program and included us in this program so that we can reach out to all the students today. And thank you, students, for listening to us. So here, I think all this registration must be over. Now, can you identify based on this, who is girl, or some are girl names, some are boys names. One is Shiva, Harsha, Kashish, Nirmal, Nayan. So all these are nothing but socially constructed concepts. They are just to discriminate or divide or to identify the female and the male sex and to make them comfortable because of their biological difference. Otherwise, there should not be anything based on name or gender, any discrimination between a boy and a girl. Now, students, look at these traits. Can you tell which all these 12 traits are there? Anything particularly belongs to male or female? Active? Yes, both are active. Both are considerate. Both can be aggressive. It's not only male is aggressive, female also can be aggressive. Both are creative. Both are ambitious, competitive, independent, emotional, leader, artistic, mechanical, and gentle. So all these traits don't discriminate or differentiate between males and female. Both are having the same characteristics. So you should not have a gender stereotype. You should not say that male beings will be doing only this, female beings will be doing this. But this has been in our society for long. Stereotyped, you're a male, you cannot do this. You're a female, you have to do this, or you cannot do this. So stereotypes are so ingrained in our culture that they became a habitual response. The films, the media, they are all depicting man as a violent male behavior. Parents are more likely to use physical punishment with sons than with daughters. They think you're a girl, so they get punished more often. That is not right. Parents are more likely to tolerate violent behavior in boys than in girls. No, that is also not right. When girls show aggressive opinions or leadership, they are known as bossy rather than responsible. So stereotypical rules restrict personal choice, and because of this, they foster sexism and create unequal outcomes. So stereotyping should not be there in our society, gender-based stereotyping. So gender bias, is it a social evil? Yes. It is a social evil. See, in office or in the maybe in other places, women are oppressed and officially and unofficially. Even at young age, discrimination starts. When girls are expected to do household chores, behave submissively. In the house, you might have seen where there are boys and girls, the children, boys also are there, girls also are there. The mother says, no, you're a girl, you have to watch this. You are a boy, you should not do all this. So the discrimination which starts in the younger age should never be entertained. Both are same, both should take part, and it should be a happy family. When both are taken care of, the discrimination which starts in young age gets abolished, and when they grow up to be young adults, it will be a smooth and very happy, enjoyable, peaceful society. So women, what happens is they are not supposed to work. They have to leave work to raise the family. Male babies, as Pushpa madam said, female feticide. When they come to know it's a female, which is not supposed to know, and if they come to know, they do some methods and they do female feticide. Workplace discrimination should not be there. And also you will be surprised that all over the world, there is about 0.7 to 29% difference between the wages of a man and a woman. this massive wage gap also should not be there. And all women, because of their biological makeup, they are not safe from sexual harassment, eve teasing, catcalling. See, women are called goddesses, but even the tiniest of mistake makes them unworthy of being respected. So actually, women don't want to be treated like goddesses. They want to be treated like just a human being. So it's not a level playing field. What in this talk I want to emphasize is, in our country or in other countries also, the playing field is not same for both boy and girl. In some countries, voting right is not given to the women. They don't have equal access to education. In our country, child marriages are still there. Dowries are still prevalent. They're not given opportunities to women at workplace. And one man's voice is worth more than that of many women. We have seen that if a girl tries to talk, they may be suppressed. If a man tries to talk, that may be heard because it is louder. Women have less access to financial resources. They are not represented in politics, in many fields and leadership like men. So that discrimination should be avoided, both at workplace, home, and also in the society at large. So all genders have to work together to create a gender-neutral, gender-responsive, equal society, to eliminate gender inequality and gender bias. Why we are talking all this? If there is a gender equality and a lady or a girl knows that she's very powerful, she's empowered, then a lot of this violence against women can be prevented. So gender-based prejudice is not an issue of one gender. What I mean to say is, it is not prejudice. You need not think, boys don't think that it is only prejudice against girls. Even for boys, there is a lot of prejudice, and they are not allowed to behave in the way they wanted to be, telling them, you're a boy, you should not cry, you should not do this. So that should not be an issue in the society. So boys, it's not enough to not commit violence. You must be willing to take these 8 active steps, which I'm going to tell, that no other man commits such violence. It's not one person. You should ensure that everybody in the society are preventing such violence or not committing such violence. So what should you do? One, it is not just a woman's job to do the household chores. And they take 3 times more unpaid care and domestic work. Next time you can help your mothers, your sisters, and and the other elder people can help the wives also in the family. Appreciate those who help you unconditionally. Your mother is helping you unconditionally without any reward except showing love to you. Appreciate them, your sister as well. Appreciate your sisters. Respect the sacrifices they made to you. Offer to help them whenever you can, and encourage women to take up their own interest. So share the care is the first point. The second point, hold yourself accountable. Respect the men and women equal. Be aware of your own behavior. Make sure, suppose you have done a mistake, you are open to criticism. Change yourself when you see a toxic society. When you see something violent or something toxic happening, or you feel that you are becoming a little violent or you're becoming angry, change yourself. Accept that everybody is equal. And if you're committed a mistake, accept it and try to correct it. So boys will be boys held accountable. So boys also should be held accountable. You can't say boys will be boys and get yourself excused. Then the notions of traditional masculinity. Normally they'll say, you're a boy, you're a man, don't cry, be strong. So that is also not correct. A boy also has got a feeling, emotions, and he has to be also protected. Allow yourself the freedom to break norms and challenge stereotypes. Question those that do not allow you to challenge. When you are facing a situation that you're trying to protect somebody and they are trying to say, no, she's a girl, it will be like that. He's a boy, let him cry, let him not cry, let him withstand it. But question those who challenge these stereotypes. Do not excuse men just because they are men. Make the sensible male fashionable. Okay, sensitive men will change the next generation. So here you have to accept that men can also cry, men can break down. How do you let down your emotions? You get anxiety, you have emotion, you feel insecure, you get abused, they have mental illness. Let's support men, let's encourage men. Don't belittle or silence men. Men struggle too. So what I mean to say is men and women, they need equal protection, and there should not be any gender divide or gender gap. So a sensitive man, definitely, who is so sensitive and who has got the feelings, will definitely change the next generation. Fourth one is respect others' choices. When someone makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Examine your biases. Consider the circumstances from yours. Do not judge or shame them from their choices. So if somebody makes some choice different, do not shame them. Find out whether you are biased and try to find out if there are any circumstances where you can bring about a change, and do not disrespect others' choices. Respect them, give equal respect to everybody around you. Then fifth one is very important, consent. Don't assume that whatever you're doing is given full consent. Don't think of phrases such as has he true? No, clear consent is the word yes and nothing else. You should be able to say yes or no clearly. So when somebody says that consent is just given, no, it is freely given, it is reversible, informed, enthusiastic, and specific. So consent should not be taken for granted. So you cannot do anything to any other girl or boy without asking their consent. So you cannot say boys will be boys, so it is accepted. I'm a boy, I can do whatever I want. No, that should not be done. And never do the victim blaming. Sixth one, call out sexism and harassment. If you find anybody sexually harassed, at least if you see it, you have to call out, name it, and stop it. All women experience sexism once a week. So this is the dangerous statistics which they have found. At least once a week, a woman experiences sexism. As students, as boys and girls, call out such behavior in a safe and respectful manner. Be an active bystander. So it doesn't matter, let me go. You don't think like that. Do not excuse friends, relatives, or co-workers. If you find out such a behavior in any one of them, call out, and all those helplines are given. All these are necessary so that we are having a healthy society, and we can avoid maternal deaths. We can avoid deaths among young girls. We can avoid or prevent acid attacks. We can prevent suicide and all the other violences. Only if we are aware that we have this right, we can call out sexism and report the harassment. All those helplines have been given to you. Seventh one is challenge gender stereotyping. So if you are yourself prejudiced, question your own stereotyping. I'm a boy, I can do this. No, you are as a physiological or biological, gender-wise, you are a boy, but you have the same right as a girl, and similarly, a girl also has to have a same privilege. Don't stereotype. This is boy, this is girl, they'll do this. No, everybody is same. Everybody has got equal rights. And so question your own stereotyping and prejudice, and you challenge any stereotyping notion. Women are not good at driving. If you find anybody driving or having any lady driving, and you find that she's not able to do properly, oh, she's a girl, they are not good at driving. We are seeing so many drivers, so many pilots, so many women pilots who have gone to space also. There are so many. So don't challenge anyone according to the gender stereotype, because anybody can be any good citizen. Counter the argument with facts. Eighth one, believe the survivors. As previous speakers have told, the survivors, believe them. When you hear a story, don't tell, no, you may not have, are not telling properly. There may be not that much truth. So it is not right. Every time a woman speaks about her experience, she's not believed. Toxic culture. Believe a woman when she says a story where she has been hurt, or she has been sexually violated, or there has been any physical violence. Listen, believe, and support her. Be an ally and offer unconditional support. So women, all those stereotype things should be stopped, and you change the dialogue. We can do anything, be anything. Courageous together, say no to violence against women. Let's tweet together, building a voice. Our target is 100,000 plus tweets. So this is the request to all the boys and girls and all the men and women today, so that there is no gender divide, there's no gender stereotyping. All are the same, and it's only a biological difference of male and female. Thank you. Thank you, students. Can I go to the next topic? peer pressure. Are you able to see, students, others? Are you able to see me and the slides and hear me also? I'm not getting a response.
Yes, madam, but not full screen.
Pardon? Anything, Dr. Sriman Kumar?
Madam, it's not full screen, madam.
It's full screen now. I put full screen.
Excuse me, madam.
Can I proceed?
No, madam, it's still in PPT only.
Another 15 minutes left, madam. Hello?
Yeah, it's only a few slides.
Uma Devi, I think previous one you have to stop sharing and then come to the new one.
Okay.
Excuse me, madam. We have another 15 minutes left here.
Okay, this is only a peer pressure. So in that 15 minutes, can I take about 10 minutes?
Okay, sure. 10 minutes is okay.
Okay. So this is just, I think this is a peer pressure. It's a smaller slide. How the student, okay. So decoding the peer pressure. So in this, I would be highlighting how to identify a toxic environment, concept of consent, good versus bad touch, and the power of no. Students, as all of you know that everybody is, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so what is peer pressure? So in all walks of life, whether in childhood, as a student, in the school, or in the college, or anywhere else also, there will be some fellow colleagues who are the peers, and they can exert pressure on the others. It can be two types of pressure, either positive or negative. And again, they are divided into different types. I'll be touching upon that later. But what happens is when we are in students in the schools, and somebody is successful, we think that we are put into pressure to follow somebody so that we'll be accepted like them. But it may not be a good positive influence on us. So if we are pressurized, or if there is some influence on us to behave like somebody so that we'll be accepted, that can be sometimes very dangerous to us. So we have to find out what is this peer pressure, whether it's going to be good or whether it's going to be bad, whether it's going to be constructive or whether it's going to be destructive. So sometimes what happens is sometimes the peer pressure is too subtle to identify, but it has ginormous effects. It may be a small thing like a peer pressure. Somebody says that you have to see to be accepted, you have to smoke, or you have to taking a drink is okay, or bullying somebody is okay, or troubling somebody is okay. But we have to identify that it is maybe looking small, but it has got ginormous results, that it may be so much physically, mentally, and damaging to the other students. So we should know what are the types of peer pressure, how we should be protected or we should stay away from the peer pressure, and how we should see that others also, other weaker sections of the students do not get involved into this or get sucked into the peer pressure, and finally they will be destroyed. So there are different types of peer pressure. One is spoken, one is unspoken, direct, indirect, negative, and positive. Spoken peer pressure is when one senior or one colleague says, why don't you smoke? Why don't you take a cup of alcohol? So that is a spoken peer pressure. Unspoken, that means you find a group of children who are doing wrong things, and you think in order to be accepted by them, I also should do the wrong thing. So indirectly, your unspoken peer pressure, you're forced to do something like them so that you will be accepted by them and also become their friend. So that is an unspoken. Direct, when somebody comes and hands over a cigarette to you, come on, you smoke, nothing, it is good for you. And you feel that is a senior or that person is very strong. So to be accepted by him, I have to do it. So a direct peer pressure. Indirect, same like unspoken. Indirectly, somebody is doing something. And yes, we have to attend the party where all of us will be drinking, and you are also expected to do that. So that indirect pressures are again one. Negative, it is pressurized into behavior against a moral code in your family or in your society. You may not be allowed to do this, or your conscience says, no, I should not do this. And if you're forced to do that, which is morally and ethically wrong, that is a negative peer pressure. And when a positive peer pressure, like you can say that, let us apply for a good loan, for this educational loan. Let us follow them, that person has succeeded, or let us apply for this higher education and we can do that, or apply for this prize. And when you're getting influenced by somebody with this good advice, that is a positive influence. So peer pressure can be positive as well as negative. Now, how do you find that, okay, this is not a good place, I should not go and join these type of people? How do you find out that bad environment is a toxic environment? So how do you feel it's a toxic? When you suddenly find that somebody who makes you feel bad about yourself. See, yeah, you're not looking so good. You're not studying well. Your marks is so this thing, and see, behave like that, then everybody will appreciate you. You don't. So when they make you feel bad about yourself, then you know, okay, this company I should not take. And your friendship is on their terms. That means if you want to join us, you have to behave like this. Otherwise, don't join a company. Then you know it is a toxic environment. You are never sure where you stand. You don't have any place where you stand, whether in their good books or bad books, or you are not sure of yourself. And they constantly gossip about other people. It is not a good environment. So their effort is only one-sided. They don't respect your boundaries. You feel pressure to do things. There is competition to be popular. You're terrified that if you do one mistake, they will leave you. They encourage your worst traits. So all these things about peer pressure and toxic environment these are the things which will pave ground for all that violent activities which can occur later on. You are transforming into a good individual will be affected by going into this toxic environment, and you will be think that that is the right thing and it is good for you, because you're not thinking of the long-term outcome of all these things. What will happen to me after 10 years? Will I be a good citizen? Today I'm joining with these people and gossiping and enjoying. But what happens to me? What happens to my family? What happens to my profession, my education? Where will I be? So if you understand this and think long-term, so this short-term happiness or whatever you get from your bad friends, you can avoid by finding out the toxic environment. So girls and boys, how to avoid uncomfortable situation? Avoid going out with strangers. Make sure that your parent or your sisters or brothers are aware of your whereabouts. Take a phone with you. Respect other people's boundaries. Draw boundaries. Be confident to say no. Don't be afraid. Don't say, okay, say yes, I will try. No. If you feel it's not okay, say no. Nothing is going to happen if you refuse. Temporarily, you may not be in their good books, but long term, you are going to succeed in your life with your good deeds and your good activities and your hard work. And if you find that there is a sense of danger, dial the police number 100. So boys to avoid these type of girls, and girls to avoid these type of boys. I will not go into detail. Boys who are feministic, who want certain wrong things to be done, who don't respect their mothers or sisters, boys who pressure to send certain wrong things, who fight, who use slur language, who comment on somebody's appearance, who make jokes. So avoid these type of boys. Girls to avoid, the girls who have to be avoided are, you think that, oh, you're a boy, you can't, you're unmanly to cry, who hit or slap boys, or totally materialistic, who call other girls bad names, who don't respect your boundaries, who call you a girl thinking it's insult. So these are the things which a person can avoid so that they don't get into the toxic environment. And these are the boundaries. I'll not be going into detail. Learn to put yourself first. Set boundaries you're comfortable with. So you can boldly say, I can stay for half an hour. If somebody is going on calling you and troubling you, you can say, I'll end this call and continue. If you continue to shout at me, I can stay for half an hour. Thank you for offer. I can't make it. The bottom line is say no, be bold enough to cut all these negative things. And you should know about good touch and bad touch. Only good touch is the both hands. You can just shake hand. All other bodies are bad touch, and that will initially appear okay, but it will pave way to certain other things which may not be acceptable, which may violate the other person's boundaries. So you have to say no, both boys and girls, and find out what is bad touch and good touch. The concept of consent is very, very important. Without any permission, do not do anything or coerce consent. Always ask for consent. Do not assume consent. Respect the consent. Don't say maybe if you want to say no. So stand up to peer pressure. You say no, no, or nah. Leave the scene, make up an excuse like I have to do something, I have to go. I promised my mother, that parent, that I would be there. Change the subject, suggest a better idea. Remember, always listen to your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is the best. So listen to that. So boys and girls and other ladies and gentlemen, we are all dreaming of a better future for our future generations. Hence, this program is designed to bring up better, younger generations who will be helpful to each other and make this a better world to live happily and peacefully. So, to quote Malala, I want every girl to know that a voice can change the world. Thank you for the patient listening. And thanks to the Dheera team for giving this opportunity, and to the school, the students for listening patiently, and the teachers too. Thank you.
Thanks to Foxy, Dr. Shantakumari. Thanks to all Dr. Pushpa Srinivas, Dr. Uma Devi. Thanks to the principal, the school administration, all the children who made it a big success. I hope they go home carrying good messages and spread the message and go and tell at home also. So thank you very much. Thanks. The Shriman is here managing things.
Yes, madam.
Thank you very much for managing, giving us the Zoom platform and for making it as a great success. You want to say a few words, Mr. Shriman?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
The students have anything to say?
Does the student want to say something?
Principal, let on behalf of
and
teachers, principal can say 2 words.
Harish Deshpande.
Thank you so much for providing such amazing information, and thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us information about these all things. I thank you so much for everything, whatever you did. Say no to violence.
Yeah. Big clap to all the students and the school.
Spread the message throughout the world. And thank you so much for everything, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we leave? Or anybody speaking?
Shriman, the principal.
So thank you very much. The whole Dheera team, we are educated in connection with say no violence against women. So once again, thanking you all for your kind cooperation which you have extended in making this event a very successful. On behalf of management, my staff and my students, I am grateful to you for having extended this particular facility to educate our students. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Shriman.
Yes, madam. I'm closing the meeting, madam.
Okay.
Who is this Manidi?
Madam Shriman here. I called you, right?
No, I
Yesterday
can't see.
morning also.
Ah. Not able to hear. Audio illa.
Okay, madam. Now I'm audible.
Hmm.
I've called you, right, madam, yesterday regarding the program.
Okay, okay.
Joseph.
So is it I mean, are they able to understand in English, or do they want something mixed in Kannada and all that? I try to talk much in Kannada.
Yes, madam, but I understood.
ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
once again. Thank you once again.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
You can leave the meeting, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. ನನಗೆ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ.
Okay, ma'am. I'll ask Padmini, madam.
if ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಿಂತ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine.